can you hear music? I'm gonna lurk for 45 minutes as you're in a lecture. I'll be back. All right, well have a great lecture. I think that music is being streamed out to the stream right now. I set up yesterday on stream the new soundtrack by Twitch, which is supposedly a different channel that music is going out on. That's going to be stripped out of the VODs. Zilby just literally decided to leave the room. So no, unfortunately not. When Zilby comes back though, I'll let you know. Also, that camera is not pointing to the right position. Should point at the empty. There. And I'll go ahead and maybe Zilby just poked his head into the room. He's thinking about it. All right, we'll see if he decides to get closer. And here he is. Also, I kind of want. Hey. Okay. Passed right by me, walking all over the keyboard. Come on, Zilby. Hanging out on the desk next to me, but he's here now. All right, I want to take this secondary camera. No, I want this. Ooh, that's the problem. Okay, hold on. Tools. Turn off the automatic stream switcher temporarily. That's screwing things up just a little bit. And then for you, I want you to be less tall. Where is chat? There you go. You go up there. Zilby is in petting distance. Although he's more in a playful mood, so I don't know how much he wants to be pet. Alright, so today what we're going to be taking a look at is some Hacktoberfest stuff. So if you're not familiar, Drax Codes, hello! Good evening to you. It is morning here. I want to go here, and we're going to go to Hacktoberfest. Oh yeah, definitely in a playful mood. Hacktoberfest didn't let you sign up? Oh no. You're not interested anyway? Well, that's fine. Hacktoberfest isn't for everyone. I think like when I was teaching, I used Hacktoberfest as a sort of excuse, like a way to convince students to at least like try to get into open source. The chat program should really show rewards. Oh, should it? Oh, you know what? I forgot to show this one. You did an award, didn't you? Oh yeah, we got Zilby petting distance. We got that one, and then pet the cat, which is really tough right now because he's wanting. Oh, I throw my hand. He's wanting to play now. Playing with Zilby also counts. You know what I need? And I think it's easier over here. I put... He gets distracted so easily. He sees the lights reflected on the whiteboard. Ooh, what's that? Are you getting tired? No. I'll leave that down here for him and his new favorite toy. The little circular ball. Yeah, you're right. I should definitely put reward, like some kind of rewards in here, but like maybe I can capture them. I just don't have the ability to capture events coming from Twitch right now. But that'll be, you know, the next thing to do. I was looking up orange tabbies. There's a rumor slash assumptions, even though apparently it's not like a species of cat, or I guess not like a race of cat. It's not a orange tabbies are mostly like just a coloring of their fur, but apparently a lot of people believe that they have very similar behaviors. Mir Clamp, good morning. Am I not going to work on a chat program today? Not directly. So I guess what I'm planning on doing is coming here to GitHub, going to Brooks Builds here, and we can start with the Get Streamer game. I want to create some issues and then tag them with Hacktoberfest. That way, if any of you want to get your T-shirt and you also want to like work on one of these programs, then you can, and it'll work. And I think I have to label the issue as Hacktoberfest, although I'm not like 100% certain about that. Let me open up. Guess I may make some more PRs, but as I said, and I signed up. Yeah, and like obviously Hacktoberfest isn't for everyone. Some people don't like Hacktoberfest. There was some drama earlier today about it, and that's fine. Come on. All right, now I have down here, I can see events coming in. Yeah, and I don't know why it wouldn't let you come in. Maybe it's like the country isn't like won't allow it. It's kind of odd. But for those of you who haven't seen it, Hacktoberfest is basically a DigitalOcean is trying to convince people to do a little bit more open source, for good or bad, and they'll give you a T-shirt if you do 4 pull requests, or they'll plant a tree in your name. One of the two things. Yeah, and the login button just wouldn't do anything for you, which is interesting. You may have seen me wearing some of the previous year's Hacktoberfest. It's the entire month. It's not terribly hard to do, but if you haven't done open source before at all, then this is an excellent excuse to do it, because there's a lot of noise out there, and so therefore, like, if you have a good PR, and by good I mean like it's attempting to be helpful and attempting to be real, then people will usually be very happy about that. So what's helpful on my end is creating some issues of like, where do we want to go with this? Like, what do we want to do with our Get the Streamer game? So if I convert the rest of what we need to do into I saw that out of the corner of my eye, him setting to jump over to the desk, man. And he almost didn't make it. I have a towel over here so he can grab it. because the top of the desk is glass, and I don't want him slamming into that. And he's back. All right. Let's see, what were we doing? Kitty cat is a distracting force. Right. We wanted to. Let me make sure I have the latest up here. I don't think I've worked on it in like my other computer. Oh, I do have some stuff that hasn't been pushed up. What did we do here? Oh, we switched to using real Twitch chat wrapper, and we accidentally deleted the entire game. Let's go ahead and not delete the entire game. That seems like a terrible idea. So sage you and switched to using Twitch chat wrapper from crates.io. So there's that, and then you get discarded, and we'll push you up. Okay, so this is all in good, and then I want to open up you. And we're going to do a code, documents, code builds. Oh right, it's in the Rust workspace. Rust workspace. Is that? I wish everyone used Hacktoberfest to try to make positive contributions. There are just so many people doing it purely for the t-shirt though. Yeah, I know. Zilby, what? He's like going back and forth with this. Like, he's like, I want to go play, and then okay, I want to come back and look out the window from the other side of the desk, and then walk across my keyboard. In the process of doing that, I have the windows open, and he doesn't usually get to go and hang out in a windowsill. So he's I guess that's got his attention today. Zilby wants to write some Rust too. Yeah, he does. Okay, so we were gonna head over to the README here. Nope. Those are cables. I'll have to take you off the desk if you keep on trying to chew these cables. And that's my T. You don't get that either. And okay. He's kind of settled down, maybe. So I think, like, under this polish, I think we can take some of this stuff and put this in, like, convert our checklist over into like to-do items in I guess like issues. So what do we got here? We got create a game over screen where participant names they dropped are displayed. So this is like currently what we're currently working on. So if I switch like what we're working on here, and I think I can also create this as a milestone too. I haven't ever done milestones before. So let's do this like 1.0. Due date, there's no due date. Description, this will be ready for real, like, playing for real. So create that milestone. And then I think I can come here. We don't have a Hacktoberfest. I don't see this. I think I can add it. New label. Hacktoberfest. Description. So, do I need to... do I need to tag it? Do I not need to tag it? It is, the documentation is a little bit confusing about that. Okay. So I'm gonna take you. Hacktoberfest, we'll just leave you as kind of oranges because I think that's what DigitalOcean sort of color is. Label. Oh. Great for Hacktoberfest. Sometimes I feel like just deleting all the issues and like just creating them again based upon what I what makes sense. We've come back to code here. Issues. New issue. So title is going to be okay. So created game over screen where participant names and what they dropped are displayed on screen / scrolling up like credits. Okay, so Brooks is currently working on this on screen. Has the credits displaying, but not really moving up as expected. So that could be, I'll assign this to myself. Milestone, okay, so I can assign this to the 1.0 milestone. All right. So if you come back over here, whatever. Okay, Alt-Z apparently is not what I wanted. I thought Alt-Z would turn on wrapping for this, but apparently that just grabs GeForce. I don't think any of these will do that for me. Hold on. Maybe wrap. Yeah, Alt-Z would normally do it, except apparently that toggle is something else. Okay, so this is over there. Okay, show player iframes by setting opacity low. I don't actually know if I need to do this fully because I've got like a really low amount of iframes now. But I still could do that. When creating an app, exit all processes. Ooh, yeah, so this one's important. So, new issue. Currently, when we close the game, the chat thread is still running. It will crash on the next coming in. We need to catch that the program ended and then shut all of the threads down and then exit. So this could be Hacktoberfest, but I'm not going to put a good first issue because I think this is a little bit more advanced than that. And milestone is 1.0. Okay, submit that. Scale up the fire sprite. So I think the idea here is that we just wanted it a little bit bigger. I think that we already did that. The fire sprite I think looks fine, right? Let's take let's try running it. I think that looks fine. That is the fire sprite. And if I throw in a fire like 3 here, yeah, I think that's fine. It's like as big as my player here. So I think that works. That Twitch chat wrapper itself reads the environment variable for the token to drop into. Token is pretty weird. Oh, you're talking about like on main here? Where we're reading the environment variables somewhere around here. I don't remember exactly where. Oh, it might be in the wrapper. Yeah, okay. The Twitch chat wrapper itself reads the environment variable for the token. It's pretty weird. Yeah, that might be better to like pull it past that in. How do I set that by the day? That's a really good question. Let's add that in here. So I created this. Let's create a new issue. So first of all, Mir Klemp, you mentioned like, what about fixing the timer? So fix game timer. Some point in time, we broke the timer. Timer bar that shows when the streamer will win. We want to make that display again. So I don't know if this is a good first issue. Do that. 1.0. Okay, so we've got that. And then the other thing is probably, this is probably like a 2-parter. We want to extract it, like create an example.env file. The game requires a .env file. Might be worth tagging the issue with the help wanted too. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The game requires a .env file in order to connect to Twitch chat. The .env file is excluded from Git, as would be excluded from Git. That being said, an example file would be nice because then we could anyone who wants to get this running will know what file to create and what to put in it. So there's that. Hacktoberfest. Yeah, we can do help wanted too for these. Do that as the milestone. Okay, so this isn't really linking a pull request. Now let's come back to these issues and add in the other one. So fix game timer, doing that. We'll add in wanted. Okay. Cool. To answer your question right now, Lord Mizd, we can go take a look at that. If I open you up, okay, so I want MS code, builds, REST workspace, streamer game. There's the .env. Wait, do I have a .env example? Maybe I already have that? Oh, I think I already have that. Hold on. Hold on. I might have just lied to myself. Yeah, we already have a .env example here with like a fake OAuth token. Okay. So in that case, let's go back to issues here. We already have this. So I can just go ahead and close it. It's good to go already. All right. You just make a file called .env like that, and be really careful not to add it to Git, right? Yes, exactly. Because if you add it to Git and you send it in, then your keys get exposed to everyone, and that's a terrible thing. Actually, do you mind if I put .env in git ignore? Is it not in git ignore right now? It should be in here. Yeah. Hold on. It should be in here. Yeah. .env is in git ignore. I was gonna say, like, it's not being sent up to Git, so I don't know how. Oh, I could have a global .env, .git ignore. I've done that in the past, and like, I've forgotten that I've done that sometimes for projects. Okay, but yeah, so we already have this in here. I think something that that is really, I guess, important for this would be, I want to create a new issue here. And this is going to be create instructions for setting up the game locally. We need to create instructions for how to set up the game on a new system. This can be a README in the repository. Don't think we need a custom website at this time. Let's see. Basic steps needed. Well, we need to, like, you need to, probably either fork or clone. So like, clone / download the app. or like the code, because like I don't have it deployed anywhere, so that's probably something that would be really nice. Download the code, set up the .env file, build the app using Rust. Oh, so we probably need to like also install Rust, build the app using Rust, run the game. Awesome, you got it running. Great. Okay, so these are the basic steps that are needed for this. So with this one, I think, okay, so we have assignee. Oh no, that's, I don't want to do that. Labels, okay. So documentation. I think that these, I think for all of those and milestone 1.0. I think that this is like good for a first time issue. Also because, you know what, I need to add a comment here for this, which is if you want help understanding how to get the game running, join us on Twitch at I'll be happy to, I'll switch this to like my account. Will be happy to walk you through getting started. Okay, so I'll add that there. All right, so I think that's good for that. All right, back to our README. Wrong README. Is it worth adding a small script of some kind for setup? Maybe a small interactive script that allows you to set keys, install Rust, and cargo build. I think that is worth it. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a great idea. So let's create an issue for that. If any of you have any like want to add an issue also, like absolutely please feel free to. I think I get notifications if somebody else creates an issue on one of these repositories since I'm watching it. And when that happens, I'll go through and like assign labels and do all that fun stuff. We'll try fixing the Barrio gas. Is there anything left of it? The big thing was it was working, and then I did some rewriting and I broke it. So I don't know, I haven't looked into what caused it not to work yet. I know the bar exists. I just may not be like adding it to like, you know, properly telling it to display anymore. So that's our problem, is like we may not be updating the bar anymore. We may not be it may not be just displaying the bar. I'm not sure. So let's create like first like setup script. Yeah, so setup script for first for installing game. So installing the game currently requires an .env file to be created. So we want a simple shell script. It doesn't have to be a shell script. It could be whatever you want, like whatever anybody wants to do with it. I don't really care about that. One simple script that will ask for the information required in the .env file, c.env the example, and then create the file. Okay, so there's that. Like that could be like a install script, and that can go into the documentation. Of like, hey, just run this now. So I think, okay, documentation. I guess it's not really documentation. It's good first issue. Hacktoberfest. So there's that. Right, we need to cut the player sprites that we have run left, run right, and stand. So in here, cut up the player sprites so that we have separate separate like modes, separate states for the player. So what does that mean here? Currently our player, it looks like it is walking forward, backward, left, and then left. Basically it's just standing still and rotating around. So I guess maybe it's like it is turning around while walking in place, regardless of which direction the player is moving. We want to we're going to want to break out the player sprite into separate sprite sheets, one for each direction. Then update the game to use each direction as it moves. The sprite sheet should be now in the game because I think we created those assets like last time, one of the recent times. This is there's a couple different parts of this. Hacktoberfest. Don't know if part of it is a good issue, like a good first issue, because it's just okay if you have any kind of photo editing software, go ahead and cut up the sprite sheet. If you don't have good photo editing software, then maybe you know how to do the programming. The programming is going to be harder. But I don't want to scare anybody off by saying hey, yeah, this is totally easy. It's not necessarily. Okay, so we have that. Switch player to have multiple sprites based upon which direction they're moving. That's kind of what this is. Oh, save a score to disk. So I don't necessarily have a database set up for this yet. That would be really nice to add in. For the 1.0 release, I'm thinking that just saving the score to the disk would be fine. So save score to disk. Currently, there is no scoring system. And the entire game resets as soon as the player wins/loses. It would be really nice to keep track of, I guess like this would be chatters who have participated and give them points. Give them points based on what they have done. So here's what I'm thinking for this. I'm thinking like 1 point for dropping something. And then I'm thinking like 10 points. 10 points for dropping the for hitting. Okay, so for hitting the player, and then maybe an additional 10 points. Actually, it might just be this: 10 points for hitting the player. So like you get a point for dropping, you get 10 points for like actually hitting me. I don't know if I want to like do any kind of, oh, you were the last hit, therefore you last win, you get like an extra points. I think it should really be there's 3 lives. Here, let's go get this. And like you can maybe even try to like extend how many points you get by giving me health, so you can hit me over and over again. Like, oh, here's health. You get 10 points for giving me health. And it might even be 11 points because you get 1 for dropping like the heart, and you get 10 for hitting me with the heart. Or 1 for dropping the snake and 10 for hitting me with the snake. That would be really nice. For right now, since we don't have a database, we'll want to store the scores in a file in the same directory, maybe in the maybe just like scores in a file on the system that has the scores. And that could be read. So OBS has the ability to like have text with an input. So if I bring up this, so if I do a new source here, I can do this read from file and like go and browse and find a file. So if let's go into desktop here. Can I create a new file? No, just a new folder. I could create a new file and then it will read the text from there. And I think that if it has multiple lines, it will respect that, and then that can be displayed. And so I could maybe do stuff down at the bottom here. I just realized that Discord is not in the best of locations. Hold on, let's fix that. Come on. Let me select you. There, I think that's better. So I think this will work for that. So discard you, and I don't need you because, come on. Yeah, discard. Don't need you text because I wasn't using it. So that'll be something nice, and then we can put that down at the bottom or at the top for us, and then anybody else can sort of like grab that and do whatever they want with it. Looks like the reason the timer isn't drawing is because the draw method is never called on game objects in the interface. The draw method takes an iframes parameter, and I'm not sure what I should be passing in. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so we need to fix that. So, all right, so let me go ahead. Yeah, we need to, okay, we were factored away and we don't have the iframes. I think you just pass in 0 for right now. And we want to like remove that. So this is Hacktoberfest. It's a Boolean. Oh, in that case, false. Yeah, I think that was for like making me fade out, and that was a terrible idea. So we want to rewrite. I know, because I changed the entire method, but I didn't change the trait that does that. I changed how we do iframes. That is in a life system now. We didn't have a life system when we first started the iframe system. So, okay, yeah. So rewrite draw system trait to not use an iframe parameter. So when we began writing when we began using iframes, we had the draw system fade the player out whenever they were invincible. However, we have changed that so that the life system keeps track of invincible frames and we aren't, come on, fading the player out anymore. Oh my gosh. Typing. Okay, so we're not fading the player out anymore. We want to change the draw system trait so that it doesn't take in iframes Boolean anymore. I don't even think that's being used. So it really is going to be probably just removing a bunch of code. So I think that's all that it is, but I could obviously be wrong with this. So let's go ahead and give it this labels. Should you throw out the iframes parameters? Yeah, I think that you can. I think that you can. But yeah, because I don't even think it's being used anywhere. It's just parameters that are just being ignored. So I think like it has to be always false now. Even if you set it to true, I don't think it does anything. So we'll do that. Oh, you know what? I've been missing the, not that one, the milestones. Okay. So we've got that. How do I tell? Okay, milestone. There. So update everything. Oh, that's mine. Haha. Okay, so got all that stuff. All right, and here's where we can see what the milestone is. So theoretically, I can now like sort of move towards it. As soon as we get all the milestones done, then we like, you know, cut a release. Display text for subscribers over their drops. This was an idea if you're subscribing to me, you get your name above the thing as it goes down. And I don't think that's too terribly hard to do, but it might be. Okay, so add a label to drops for subscribers. So we get information about the subscriber level of chatters when the drop command is given in the game. We want to reward subscribers with probably their name as a label over the item they dropped. I don't want any kind of like pay to win here, so I don't want to like, oh, they get like a bigger item or they get something else like that. I think just like their name over it should be enough for this. With a name as label over the item they dropped. We currently have a label system, so we should be able to use that when creating the item. However, we have a function that abstracts. Okay, so however, we have a function that abstracts the creation of items, and it is unaware of the chat message, so it won't know who sent it or if they are subscribers. We'll need to rewrite that function and perhaps a bit more of the commands file in order to get this working. Okay, so this is like potentially a little bit more work than it like might sound like right at the beginning, but let's go ahead. Okay, this is a new feature. It's Hacktoberfest. All this stuff is good. Milestone, we'll add you in. Submit issue. You can use what? Okay, cool. Raven Legend, you're back. How was your lecture? I can use the create save file to save the score. Ooh, let's go take a look at that. Save score to disk. So the create save file might be useful in saving the score to disk. Can I edit that and just also say from mirror? Okay, so we got that. All right, what's next here? Stop drops outside of the game, but still on the screen. Oh, like the instructions areas. I mean, I don't know if it really hurts it, but can definitely, yeah, we can definitely add this in. So stop chatters from being able to drop outside of the arena. This doesn't cause problems, but it's not a great experience when chatters can drop something like a flame outside of the visible arena, the drop will still happen, but nothing will display on screen, obviously. We want to stop the drop from happening and respond with a message to chat, letting them know that they need to drop on the screen. Okay. Labels. This is more. It's kind of like more of a bug. Because I thought I had that working initially, but apparently not. So there, submit that. It was all right. They're going over content because students here were too lazy to study. What kind of class is it? Where the game just crashes when the streamer wins, right? I didn't break that, did I? No, well, I don't think it does. Hold on. Let's double check that really quickly. First of all, this is all okay. So save you. And get the streamer in live.rs. Okay, so our game time. Let's set this to like something like 10 seconds. And run this. So if we wait for 10 seconds and then I win, what happens? It does. Okay, so it's not supposed to do that, but I think so if we have the timer working, that could be a separate issue. So stop game from crashing, or maybe like game crashes when the streamer wins. Second year psychology. It was covering content from last week. Although like there's been enough crazy stuff going on like at home that like I could totally see that things are like, well, I don't have time to like read the book. I'm also like dealing with a pandemic. Okay, so currently when the streamer wins, due to the timer ending, there is an underflow, critical error that causes the game to crash. We want to catch that the timer has reached 0 and then switch to a game over statement. How's the game coming along? I think it's doing okay. We switched to the polish section, and then I'm also moving all of our issues over to actual get issues instead of just sitting in the README. And that way we can have pull requests, and anybody can like sort of stop in and like help out with these. You want to catch the timer as reach 0, and then switch to a game over statement. Okay, so I think that's fine. So this is definitely a bug. It's a bug. Hacktoberfest, help wanted. Okay, so there's all this stuff. There we go. I don't know if that's a good first issue or not because I don't actually know where the problem is yet. but it's playable. It's playable. It just means that I can't win because it crashes. All right, back to our README. Okay, so add custom winning messages. So this was a request from a request that I got, which is add custom winning messages from me, and it plays like one of these random ones instead of the name. So streamer one messages. Okay, so when the streamer wins, it would be nice to have a custom message displayed to the screen. Display to the screen. It could be, hey, and he's out. After helping me with this. Okay, so display to the screen. Be nice to have a custom message display to the screen that custom message display to the screen before the credits roll. This message could be a randomly chosen from a vector. Here's what I've got for winning messages so far. Feel free to add more if you can think of them. So then in here we've got victory is mine, who is the best, not today. So if I copy you, okay, so all right. Labels. This is new feature, order request, Hacktoberfest, wanted, milestone 1.0. You just submitted a pull request. Okay, let's take a look at that. Remove iframes and fix timer drawing. Oh, cool. Okay, so game objects and interface RS should now all be drawn. This fixes the timer, removes unused iframes parameter, hopefully everywhere. All right, let's take a look at that. So I think what I can do, the custom messages are by the streamer or in the program. I'm thinking from right now it could be in the program, but that could be interesting to have like a file or some way for like the streamer to add them in. I hadn't really thought of that before. I sort of like always thought like they could just be a vector in the program that like just randomly chooses one of them. Okay, so if we do, let's come back over here. Remove these. Let's do yes. Add you as a remote. Right. Okay. So let's go ahead and stash that. Back over to here. Okay. So this is Lord Mist, your pull request. If I pop and change you, I think you're fine now. So let's do a cargo run. All right, so we have our timer. We have the 10 seconds on, and so this runs. Was that 10 seconds? Or, it's a good question. I need to actually check that out. Okay. I've got my, let's see, open up clock. Stopwatch. Let's try this again. I'm gonna cargo run and start my stopwatch. Let's try this again. Cargo run and start my stopwatch. Okay, so it was around 9 seconds that it went down. So I've set it to 10 seconds, and of course, on the 10 seconds it crashed. So I think we've got an off by 1 error here. So it seems that the timer window or timer bar is off by 1 second. Yeah, you didn't exchange any of the timer object? Oh, interesting. Oh, you know what? I think I initially had like a -1 on one of those things to like change that. And I probably like deleted that. Okay, we could I could accept that and then create another issue to fix that. Okay, so this is just drawing. So yeah, and then removes the iframes. So that means that if we come over to the draw system, timer draw system, we'll see that the iframe stuff is removed from here, and there's no like critical errors. So that's fine. Don't merge yet. Okay, so I won't merge yet. We'll keep this here. All right, you can go ahead and start. Stop there. All right. What is next? So we just added in, okay, create custom winning messages. When a streamer wins, show list of enemies. This is going to be part of the credit system, so I don't need to do this anymore. Clean up the code. Okay, so make command and RS nicer. I think we already did that. Extracting command in live update is not great. I think that these have actually been changed. Not using children in game objects to remove them. We did that a while ago. Deployments. Okay, so we need instructions for how to start the game. I think we've got an issue for that now. We need to compile for all the different sources. Oh, you just been screwed over by your PC builder? Oh no. That sounds terrible. Okay, so we need to deploy and compile for that. So this is going to be basically cut a new release. So this is going to be release the game. Okay, so as the last thing to do in the 1.0.0 milestone, we'll want to really create a release here on GitHub, and also post the binaries somewhere. That means we'll want to build the binaries so that they can run on the top 3 operating systems. So that's going to be Linux, probably Debian based. Then we'll have Mac and Windows. I'm thinking of hosting on S3 with a download link in the README. Okay, so that works there. Or we could just put the binaries in here, but like GitHub doesn't really like us to do that. So labels for this, I'm not necessarily going to put this in here. Part of it is going to be like documentation, but I think I shouldn't have any projects. This has to be me, and milestone will be 1.0. You can just attach the binaries to the GitHub release. Oh, can I? I always thought that like you couldn't do that, or like it's doesn't like that usually. I think that will work now on dropping beyond the column range. Ooh, cool. All right, so there's that. Back to here. Okay, so now we're on to feature requests. Blink the teammate's name in the game over screen. Oh, right. Now that we have the credit system, that actually sort of incorporates this. So I don't need to blink them. They're going to be like scrolling up. Now this one, Lord Mist, you suggested this. This is still a really good idea. Create an AI that plays for me. Okay, so that is create AI that can play as the streamer. So Lord Mist requested that the streamer have the option of playing as an AI so that they can take a break while entertaining their audience. This means creating an AI that can play the game, as well as like having some kind of option. So having an option in the game to choose AI mode or streamer manual mode. Not sure how we want to do that yet. So while this could be great, okay, so enhancement, not a great first issue. Writing an AI for a game is not a first issue. We could do help, Hacktoberfest, help wanted. Okay, so this is all good. I'm not necessarily going to do this as like a milestone for 1.0. It feels like this might be a 1.1.0 release. Okay, so I'll submit this. And then Mir Klemp, if you're working on that, let's see. Okay, so Mir Clamp, you're gonna work on this one. Can I? How do I assign this to you? Assignees. Mir Clamp. Okay. Easy enough for that. And then also, Lord Mist, you're working on some stuff. Okay, rewrote the draw system to not use an iframe parameter. this is yours. So I can do Lord Mist. Wait, really? Huh. Apparently I can't assign it to you? I can't assign it to you because... Why not? You're like even in it, like... Okay, Lord? Come on. Come on, GitHub. I don't know why I can't assign this to you. That kind of sucks. So let's see. Then there's fixed game timer. Lord Mist, which can I assign this one? No, of course not. That's cool. Game auto restarts after winning. So this will be a new issue. Game, let's see. Add ability to auto restart game after winning if AI. If the AI player from ticket from issue AI from issue 17. Okay, so if the AI player is playing, then have the game auto restart after a little bit of time so that the game goes on even if the streamer is taking an extended break. So this is feature new enhancement. This is a problem because we can't necessarily do that yet. So milestone, I'm going to assign this to 1.1.0. Submit new issue. Okay. Swords fall out of the arena before disappearing. Oh, okay, yeah. So this one is a requested new issue. I kind of agree with this. So make swords fall out of arena instead of just disappearing. Currently, the swords disappear after bouncing something like 7 times. What? No. Dispensary? What, really? Dispensary? What, really? There, okay. Okay, so currently swords disappear after bouncing 7 times. This is a bit jarring. This is a bit jarring, and we can do better by having the swords fall off the screen after their 7th hit and then die. So this is new feature. I don't know if this is a good first issue for this. I don't think it is. We're gonna do Hacktoberfest. Do that. Milestone. Speed 1.0. Submit issue. Okay. Cool, GitHub. Glad you're working super well this morning. I hope that this is not a GitHub is down for a bunch of today. Ooh, you fixed the timer? Did you pull this in? Nope, 17 minutes ago still. You fixed the timer ending too early. Ooh, nice. That would be great. Chatter with the most hits wins. So I think if we do the, you did push it. Oh, really? Okay. Did I just not see it? Oh, this is, okay. Fixed timer bar ending before. I don't know why the time should, like, the timer should reset, I think. I guess that's when the pull request was created, not when the pull request was updated. But okay, let's come back into here. If I discard you, we'll pull down your recent change. And let's go to our main library. We'll set you to 10 seconds. And I should be able to run this with a stopwatch. Okay. Oh, perfect. That is excellent. All right, so that works exactly the way we want it to. And that was 10 seconds. So if I undo you, hit save. So we're all good here, no changes here. We can come back into here and we look at our files changed. So cargo lock, we don't need to look at that. The game object draw system. So yeah, we can see here the draw system. We took this iframe opacity out. We took the iframes out. The sprite that draws. That's all good. All of these are just removing the iframes. Interface. We just weren't drawing, but now we are. So that's good. And so here we have this entire thing going away where we're calculating iframes in the main library, and instead we're just drawing, so a little bit cleaner, which is nice. In the timer physics, this is minus 0.2. If I understand this correctly, is 0.2 because that is the height of the drop zone labels the top. I believe so. Oh, and I think I was doing 1 because it was like off by 1 error. But it seems to be working now, so I'm happy with this. And there we go. So let's go ahead and say that we are approved. Approved. Submit. Back to here. This is going into master on Brooks builds. Okay. I really wish that this... Yeah. Alright, so we'll do a... There's 2 commits. I'm going to do a squash and merge. That just combines them down into a single commit. I've never really been a big believer of like forcing whatever you're working on to be like a single commit, because GitHub lets us do that right here. So by doing that, now I can come back over to here. Switch back over to the master branch, pull this down, and it's been updated. Which means that I can remove the U. Delete feature. Oh, remote. I want to remove this as a remote. And I don't need this branch anymore. So there we go with that. And then this means we can come back over to issues, and I don't think it's, let's see, there's 2 issues here. Rewrite the draw system to not use an iframe parameter. We can now come here and say, yeah, this is fixed here. So merged. So I can close the issue. 10 and 4 can be removed. Oh yeah, I agree, Lord Mist. It's good to have as many commit messages as possible. When pulling into like an open source project like this, though, it's usually best to like have for each of those issues that come in. That way, you could like pull out all of that stuff, and it doesn't like mess up the Git log. So it's kind of like at work, I definitely don't do that. I only do that for like these type of things. But also, Raven Legend gifting a tier 1 gift sub to the community. It's your first gift sub. Awesome. Thank you so much, Raven Legend, for gifting a sub. And you gift it to Mir Klemp. Mir Klemp, thank you so much for being here to get that gift sub. Okay, and number 14. Are these not in order? What did I just do? I did... Wait, I missed it. 10 and 4 and number 4. Number 10 and number 4. 10 and 4 and number 4. 10 and number 4. Here it is. Fix game timer. So then this is done, so I can close issue. All right. There we go. Hey, we're moving forward. All right. Back to this. Let's go into our README. Player can't change direction in midair. So, Lord Miz, this is your request that I can't change direction in midair. We probably want to have a discussion with this, because I like the idea of changing direction in midair because it makes it easier for me to win. Another issue with the squashing is that if I make another pull request now, though, those commits will be included again, although they won't do anything. I think, well, so one of the big, what you probably want to do is base your everything like off of what we have in master now. Yeah, but that's true. Like you'll have problems now. That's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. It doesn't hurt me, it just hurts you. So that way you'll have to like do a merge back in and like force take from my side. Yeah, I could see that. That's not necessarily nice for like repeating first time Git users. So yeah, maybe I won't do that in future ones. So we need to decide whether or not... Okay, we need to decide whether or not we want to allow us. So maybe let's have this be a discussion. Should we allow a streamer to move while jumping? Let's see. Let's have a conversation about jumping and if we should allow the streamer to move left and right while jumping. Currently, full movement is allowed, which makes it so that the player can easily avoid obstacles. This increases the chance that the player, so the streamer, will win the game. Should we implement a change where the streamer keeps their sideways momentum while jumping so that they cannot avoid drops in mid-air. This will be a discussion, so in labels, we'll do this as a question here. And milestone, I'm not going to put it as a milestone right now, it's just a question, so I'll submit that as an issue. Okay, GitHub, you are not happy right now. Okay, so drops off have, okay, let's add this in too. Drops have cooldown periods. I actually like this idea. Although how we would implement it, so let's see. Set up drop cooldowns. Can I actually get rid of those 2 commits you squashed in my fork? I don't think you can. You can. You have to force pull merge, I think. I think that's what you have to do. And did you do, I can't remember, did you do it off of your master branch or another branch? Set up cooldowns on drop zones. This is Danny Fritz. I think I spelled that correctly. Danny Fritz requested that we set up a cooldown on drop zones so that chatters would be forced to spread their drops around. Not sure how to do this, if how to handle multiple requests for a single drop zone. Do we want a do we want a like a queue for each zone, and drops happen over time, or just ignore or error when dropping when there is a queue? I guess when dropping there is a timeout. Cooldown. Well, it wouldn't really matter because it'll create a new branch from your branch, then cherry pick and my changes, but it's annoying. Yeah, okay, I agree with that. Okay, so from now on, I won't do that, and I'll just allow the multiple commits, and that's what we'll do. So that way it won't cause you problems anymore. So. All right, so let's go ahead and this one we'll add in not enhancement. We want question. So just a little bit further information about how we want to handle this before we add that in. But I'll submit a new first issue. Okay, so we got that. And I think that's it for everything that we need here. So now what I can do is take all of you, and we'll just say to do this has been moved to the what is it? Issues page. If you want a new feature, or if you want to help out, please feel free to add/work on one of the issues. will be working on these during his streams until we, I guess, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't put that in there because I'll one day forget to do it and then I'll be moving on to another project. And that will be bad. Okay, so then we come here, we'll go to get Kraken, we have our readme, stage that, sort of like updated checklist, now that we are using issues. And push that in there. All right, and so if we come back to here, we'll take a look at our code. And so now we don't have any of those issues there anymore because now they're all over here. And so if we take a look at our, I cannot remember how to get to the milestones from here. I know there's some good way. I guess I have to go to here, then I go to milestones. We can see, okay, how close we are to get here. Anyways, we're 20% of the way complete to the 1.0 release, which is awesome. Lord Miz, sorry about like the like messing up your repository for it. I suppose you could like delete your the easiest thing to do would probably be delete the fork and recreate the fork. And then I will not be doing the GitHub what is it, the squash and merge again. So that way it won't cause those like same problems that you're having right now because of that. And so with that, I need to head off to work for the day, but I'm going to continue working. I think now that I've created these issues, I think we're just going to continue working on Get the Streamer game tomorrow morning, and I'll work on the issue that I have myself, which is this create a game over screen while participants' names. Having them move on that. So that's what I'll be doing. And at the beginning of each stream, we'll be going over whatever pull requests have been added. It's like this one, save score to disk. Come here. Oh, Mirclamp, you added in the link to the save file. Nice. So, for example, we'll go over all of these, everything that we have that's new inside of the repo, and then we'll work on it. So with that, I am going to switch us over to the ending screen. Thank you, everybody, so much for stopping by. I hope that today's stream, even though it was a GitHub creating issue stream, was still interesting on its own side. Thank you so much, Lord Mist, Raven Legend, for Mirclamp for you know the sub, for the helping out with the GitHub issues, and also everybody else. Thank you for being here. While I really appreciate the subs, I also know that if you're just hanging out, chatting, or just being a lurker, all of it is super helpful for the community. So thank you so much. With that, I know, bye. I'm sorry, but I do need to go to work too. I hope that you have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at around 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Bye.